Hello, my name is Talicia Smith, and I am currently located in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I teach at Douglas Byrd Middle School, and I teach sixth grade science. I teach middle grade science. I've also taught eighth grade science. And I am here to share with you today all the questions from your survey. So first of all, how or why did I get into education? And it was a combination of wanting to help kids who struggled, because I struggled. I was a good student, but there were things that I struggled with that I just didn't get. And because I was a good student in other areas, sometimes those just kind of got pushed away. I also wanted to become an educator to help students see that they can, that whatever it is that they want to achieve and that they want to do, that they indeed can do it. So that was my reason for getting an education. I've been teaching at the school at Douglas Byrd Middle School in Fayetteville, North Carolina for 9 or 10 years now. Oh my goodness. The time kind of gets away from me. So for about 9 or 10 years, I've been teaching at Douglas Byrd Middle School, and I absolutely love it there. And so if I wasn't a teacher, that's the next question here. If I wasn't a teacher, what would I do? I really think I'd always be a teacher in some format. There was actually a job that I was interviewing for when I first moved to Fayetteville, and it was not for teaching. And they said, if you couldn't teach, like, what would you do? And I was like, what do you mean, what would I do? I'm always going to be a teacher at heart, whether that's, working in a different aspect and teaching in a different format, maybe even in corporate America. But ideally, my dream job would be able to help motivate other teachers and students. So if I wasn't teaching, I would be a motivational speaker to help encourage other teachers and students to pursue their dreams and to keep building the dreams of others. So that would be my dream job, to just go and be a motivational speaker for others, to encourage them in what they are doing, and different than they were 30 years ago. Well, I will tell you that kids are kids, and kids are inquisitive. And I don't know so much that the kids are different, but I do know that the world is different. And so the kids have adapted or have changed to meet the world that they live in. So I'm not so sure when we say, how have kids changed over the 30 years? I'm sure there's aspects that have probably changed. The family dynamics have changed. But what has changed most, like I said, even with family dynamics, is the world around them. And so children have changed to meet and to adapt to the world that they're living in. How has education changed? Well, we have taken the focus from the teacher directed, the teacher being the sole focus of the learning, to putting that learning and that responsibility of engaged and connected learning to the students, so that they have some autonomy with that learning and that they have some ownership over their learning, versus the teacher being the sole aspect of the learning. So teaching is developing very differently than what it may have looked like 30 years ago. Technology has definitely advanced the way that we teach now. And so lots of different aspects, lots of different resources available to the education platform that weren't there many years ago. And let's see here. What is this next question? My shorthand here, I can't read, so give me a second. There's an additional question here. Oh, what would I tell somebody right now that's thinking about going into teaching? I would say do it. The world is waiting on these students that we teach, and they can't get there unless we help them get there. And so for the person going into education, I would say it's probably more challenging than you ever dreamed of, but it's also more rewarding than what you've ever dreamed of. So don't delay, pursue your dreams, go for it. I actually started school in civil engineering, never finished the civil engineering. Here I am in education, and it's where my heart is, it's where my passion is, and it's where I'm supposed to be. And so I would tell anyone that's thinking of pursuing education, go ahead, because we change the nation. Educators change the nation, because we're building the people who will have influence over the nation. So go for it. We need great teachers. And then if there was one thing that I could help kids learn, I would try to help them to learn a growth mindset. Because if you believe you can, no matter how hard the challenge, no matter what you're up against, the faith and the belief in themselves that they can do it is the drive that they will need to achieve it. And so if there would be one thing that I could help teach children, it would be that growth mindset, to believe that anything is possible if I work hard enough and I want it bad enough. And that I'm able to pursue whatever the dream is, even if it's out of reach or somebody else says this dream is impossible. It might be an impossible dream for them, but it may not be an impossible dream for you. And so if I could teach kids anything, it would be to believe in themselves and to dream the impossible, to work for it, and then achieve what they've dreamed. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you guys being able and willing to support educators as far as the gift card for their earbuds. And so again, I'm Talicia Smith, Douglas Byrd Middle School, Cumberland County Schools in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my video.